Hi everyone. I hope all of you have been perfectly well and fine in the last few days. All right? I always hope the very best for all of you. You know why? Because you people always wish the very best for Calcutta talkies. And I really don't know how to thank you all, but thank you nonetheless. It is because of you people, your support, love, and affection for our channel that we are doing pretty well. So far, so good. Now, today, my dear friends, I'm going to, talk about tastes, swad, shad. Most of us love eating. Well, I do, and not only eating, I love cooking as well. And there are so many types and varieties of food. That's a different subject. Some other day in my talks, we'll talk about all that. But let's get down to business for today. As I said, I'm going to talk about tastes. What are the different types of taste? Like we have, you know, talk, jhal, all these things. So basically, आज मैं चाय पर चर्चा नहीं करूँगी, but आज मैं स्वाद के ऊपर कुछ बात करूँगी, ठीक है? अंग्रेजी में तीखा को क्या बोलते हैं, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा। স্বাদ নিয়ে আজকে বিশেষ একটু আলোচনা করব ছোট্ট। ইংলিশে যেগুলোতে কি বলা হয়, টক, ঝাল, হ্যান ত্যান, এসব নিয়ে একটু কথা বলবো। এবং তারপরে আমরা ইডিয়াম নিয়ে আমি কয়েকটি কথা বলবো না ঠিকই, আমি কয়েকটি ইডিয়াম বলবো এবং তার মানেগুলো কি ইংলিশে, ঠিক আছে? We will also quickly today talk about some idioms and what is an idiom and what do these some of these very common idioms that we can use on a day-to-day basis in our lives, what do they mean basically? We'll come to that later, but let's yes, and in Hindi I would like to say that स्वाद का बात हम लोग अंग्रेजी में इडियम बोलते हैं, जिसको कहावत, उसके ऊपर भी थोड़ा चर्चा करेंगे, ठीक है? Okay, let's get along with it, my dear friends. We are always constrained for time, so here we go. Sour, S-O-U-R. This is very sour. This orange is very sour. Now, please don't pronounce it as sour. A lot of people say sour. It is not sour. It is pronounced as sour. S-O-U-R. You pronounce it as if it is spelled with S-A-R. Sour. Sour means basically in Hindi khatta. Banglate talk. Oh, এই আমটা ভীষণ talk. So it's a very sour mango, right? Many fruits are, they're not supposed to be sour, but sometimes they're terribly sour. Oh. Then we have something called bitter, B-I-T-T-E-R. B-I-T-T-E-R. Now, what is bitter? Here, as far as the taste is concerned, bitter basically means, in Hindi they say karwa. करेला बहुत कड़वा होते हैं, so Kerala, but bitter gourd as it is called in English, is very bitter, mishon teto, okay? But I like eating it anyway. Next we come to a type of a taste, another definition of something. When we eat, we say, oh, this food is so insipid food. That is INSIPID. INSIPID, insipid. Insipid means in Hindi fika, and in Bengali স্বাদবিহীন খাবার, একেবারেই পানসে, স্বাদবিহীন. Okay? Now don't mix it up, please, in English with food which is bland. There's another taste which is bland. Please keep that in your mind as well. There's bland food also and insipid food. Insipid is basically tasteless, simply. Kono shadi nei. And bland is basically food which is not very spicy. A large number of continental food is a bit bland, but bland food can also be tasty, like simple roasts. Any kind of meat roast is quite, I mean, it's not spicy, but it's bland, but it's tasty. So remember that bland and insipid, but two different tastes. All right, and then we have another terminology that is pungent, Pungent, pungent. Oh, this onion is very pungent. Basically, pungent in Hindi, they say tikha, which is jhal in Bengali, but it is not hot like in the sense of chili hot. লঙ্কা বা মরিচের মতন ঝাল যেটা সেটা বোঝায় না। ইউজুয়ালি রসুন পেঁয়াজ ঝাল আর ঝাঁঝে একটু তফাৎ হয়, we all know that. So pungent is usually something that you find when you're cutting onions, you start chok diye jol bero, you start watering your eyes. So that's very pungent. This onion is very pungent. Okay, and then we have another kind of a taste which is called piquaint. Piquaint. Now this is very piquaint type of a food, which means chatpata type of food, piquaint food. Okay, so that's different kinds of flavors. The flavors of India, and not necessarily the flavors of the world with our taste buds. Now, my dear friends, I'm going to quickly tell you a few idioms. Now, what is an idiom to begin with? Idiom, not an idiot. What is an idiom? All right. So basically, idioms are widely used words and expressions or sayings that is basically different from the literal meaning. Don't take the literal meaning of the word. It's meaning something else. কথা যে কয়েকটি কথা আছে যার মধ্যে সেটা দিয়ে অন্য কিছু বোঝানোর চেষ্টা করছে যে কথা, যে বাক্যটি, সেগুলোকে ইডিয়মস বলা হয়। ये ऐसा एक कहावत है idioms, उसमें जो लिखा हुआ है वही मत समझिए, दूसरा कुछ माने रखते हैं। ठीक है, we'll get to know some of these things, idioms. So, and they're very useful, they're very handy. We use them quite often. These idioms, they're like certain expressions, all right? But expressions are not necessarily idioms. Like an expression would be like something like I can say, oh, don't be a jerk, all right? Though jerk is like a semi-slang, but that's not an idiom, it's an expression. Oh, he's such a jerk. Oh, she's such a jerk, which basically, what shall I say, means in Hindi we would say, or like if you say don't be such a jerk, that means बेयकूफ मत बना, ठीक है? Don't be a jerk, बेयकूफ मत बनना. All right, and now I'm going to give you all quickly some very common such idioms, and I'll tell you what they mean. All right, firstly we have an idiom which is quite common: ball in your court. Ball, B-A-L-L, ball in your court. Like we say, okay, the ball is now in your court, you decide. That means the onus is on you. পুরো ঘটনা বলা হলো এবং কি হবে না হবে এটা এখন তোমার ব্যাপার, তোমার ঘাড়ে ছেড়ে দিলাম। ठीक है, कुछ हुआ है या अभी जो फैसला लेना है, निर्णय करना है, वो आपका ऊपर है, आपका मर्जी. So the ball is in your court. बॉल आपका कोर्ट में है, अभी आप क्या करेगा? Here the ball doesn't mean a real little ball, means the situation or whatever it may be. Now what you want to do with it, it's in your court. You want to have a solution, you want to sit on it, it's up to you. So the ball is in your court, you decide. Okay, then we have another expression to pull someone's leg. We say, oh, stop pulling his leg. That doesn't mean that we'll keep pulling his leg or ঠ্যাং ধরে বা পা ধরে টানাটানি হচ্ছে না. Pull his leg. उसका पाँव पकड़ के टानाटानी नहीं हो रहा है यहाँ. What it basically means is stop making fun of him, stop making, like jokes out of him. I mean, even decent jokes. All right? We sometimes among friends we make fun of somebody. All right? So, I mean, don't pull his leg. We're just joking like that. Okay? And then, this is quite common. Quite common. Once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. That doesn't mean that we are waiting for a blue-colored moon. নীল রঙের চাঁদ উঠবে কবে? No. It basically means very rarely, মাঝে সাঝে যেসব হয় বা যা করি. How do you drink? Once in a blue moon. That means হয়তো মাঝে সাঝে কোনো occasion এ ড্রিঙ্ক করি. কেউ জিজ্ঞেস করলো আপনি কি ধূমপান করেন? মাঝে সাঝে করি. So in English it would be once in a blue moon. Okay? And then we have another expression. Take it with a pinch of salt. Take it with a pinch of salt means when somebody is talking, we know sometimes that he's talking all rubbish, he's a big storyteller. So, we say, whatever he says, take it with a pinch of salt. গিলে খাও, হজম করো, ও যা বলছে, like that. দেখ কথা ঠিক না আমরা জানি, বাস হ্যাঁ বললো সকালবেলা গিয়ে ক্রিকেট খেলেছে শিলিগুড়িতে, বিকেলে কলকাতায় চলে এসেছে. Take it with a pinch of salt. Okay? Don't believe half the thing he says. And finally, we have another expression. Don't beat around the bush. Don't beat around the bush. Bush means ঝড় জঙ্গল. ঝড় জঙ্গলের পাশ দিয়ে চক্কর মেরো না. That means basically simply get to the point. Okay? Just get to the point. And well, I have come to the point that I have to wind up now and say bye-bye to you because it's over 11 minutes. I hope you will remember these idioms. Use them, please. They'll be good for you. All right? And remember the tastes. Food is the very essence of life. Okay? So, till we meet again, please do watch our videos, and if you have not subscribed to Calcutta Talkies, please do so. And do kindly share with your friends and continue your love and support for our channel. Bye-bye.